The Flash Season 3 is disappointing at best. Let's talk about it. The standout episodes include Invasion, Attack on Gorilla City, that episode has amazing CGI, The Wrath of Savitar, and the Once and Future Flash. Not a lot of standout episodes. The main villain of the season is Savitar, aka the Barry Allen Future Time Remnant. And originally, I really liked him, but it took way too long for his reveal, and when it came in episode 20, which is way too late, I didn't really like his reveal. I don't think under any circumstances, Barry would want to kill Iris. Even if he was shunned by the rest of the team, or whatever. It just doesn't make any sense. Like I said, I liked Savitar before the reveal, not at all after. It actually ruined his character completely because of the reveal and because it took way too long. Like, it took so long that I didn't want to know. I wasn't curious about who it was anymore. I wanted to know already so I could get it over with. Like, it doesn't matter who it would have been disappointing. Also, they never explained how he got half his face completely burned off like Two-Face. Savitar's plan to spread himself throughout time was out of nowhere and stupid. I mean, did he really think Cisco was going to make him that device? Come on. Barry shouldn't be this stupid. I think Dr. Alchemy should have been the main villain of the season. Or maybe Killer Frost. Just another speedster. I mean, the first two seasons had speedster villains. I think it was time for a different type of villain. And Dr. Alchemy or Killer Frost were both great villains for a storyline about consequences of the Flashpoint story, which was very disappointing. I'll talk about that later. The consequences of Flashpoint is basically what they did with Savitar, because Flashpoint gave him the idea to give Wally speed to free him from the Speed Force, which is what led to everything happening in Season 3. Speaking of Wally, I actually really liked how they gave him his speed in this season. It's a way better origin story than the comic book origin story of just recreating the Flash's accident. Now, like I said, Flashpoint, the storyline was a big, huge disappointment for me. I think it should have been way more than one episode, maybe like 3 episodes, maybe one on Arrow, because I think Green Arrow should have been a huge part of this. They should have made it a lot more comic book accurate. Instead of Thomas Wayne as Batman, have Robert Queen as Green Arrow. Instead of the Amazonian versus Atlantean War, they could have had a World War III or something, or a nuclear war. I mean, it could have been so awesome, but that all they did was just Kid Flash, just Wally as Flash, and that's it. It's the only crazy thing in that season, in that universe. That's not even that crazy. I mean, the Flashpoint universe wasn't that bad on the show. Sure, Wally died, but Nora and Henry were alive, and I also bet Eddie and Ronnie were probably alive, and just the Flashpoint timeline wasn't that bad. It was actually better. It was a better timeline than the real timeline. Grant Gustin was great as usual. He played 3 different versions of himself, and he was really convincing. Every time he talked to himself, it didn't look like it was one person talking to like air. It looked like 2 different people talking to each other, and that's pretty cool. The supporting characters this season are definitely not as good as the first 2 seasons. Cisco especially. In the first, after Flashpoint, for 7 whole episodes, he was just completely boring and annoying. He wasn't funny. He was always on about how this is all Barry's fault. Why can't you bring my brothers back to life? It was really annoying. And Cisco's supposed to be the funniest character, and he was always sulking and never cracking any jokes. It was stupid. Well, I mean, like, what were they thinking? Caitlin was great this season. I like her a lot better as Killer Frost as opposed to boring old Caitlin. Joe's love story was unnecessary. Like I said in my Season 2 review, I prefer him a lot more in the background. Tom Cavanaugh plays the 3rd main Harrison Wells. There's like 15 Wells, but it's the third main one. And he, in my opinion, he is by far the worst one. He was only there for comic relief, and he's so useless. He doesn't even need to be there for comic relief. Harry is so much funnier than him, and like not even on purpose. And he's so useless. He could have just not been on the show at all, and nobody would have noticed. I think Harry should have stick around, and should still stick around in Season 4 and 5. Like, he should just be a main character. It gets annoying that they keep on replacing Harrison Wells because they're just so expendable. One dies, like HR, and you could just be replaced every single time, and I just don't. That's why I didn't put HR in my top 10 saddest deaths, because he could just be replaced 15 times over. Iris basically does nothing this season. She's just a plot device. She's just a plot device and a love interest. That's it. Wally is a lot better this season compared to season 2. He wasn't like an amazing Kid Flash, but he was pretty good. But like before he got his powers, he was really boring, and it was really annoying whenever he got jealous of Jesse's speed. Like, dick move, dude. Julian is the newest addition to the team, and I think they shouldn't have added him to the team. He's useless, basically. And he should have stayed a bad guy or like stayed in the forensic lab. I think he, like I said earlier, should have been the main villain of the season. It would have been dope. Malfoy as the main villain of the season of The Flash, that would have been so cool, because the lightning bolt in friggin' Harry Potter. The problem I have with this season is that by the time it came out, I was already sick and tired of everything being Barry's fault. Like, the Reverse Flash was Barry's fault because he created him. Zoom was Barry's fault because he opened the wormhole. But season 3 took everything being Barry's fault to an entire new level, an entire new plane of existence. Literally everything that happened in this season, everything bad, was Barry's fault. Flashpoint was Barry's fault, and that led to Savitar tricking Wally into freeing him for the Speed Force. And it also led to Dr. Alchemy making all these new Husk metas, and it also made the Dominators come to Earth. Everything was because of Flashpoint. But not only because of Flashpoint, but also because Savitar is literally Barry, so HR's death was Barry's fault because Barry literally killed him. In conclusion, this season was super disappointing. It was way too dark and gritty for a Flash TV show, too much drama, and the Savitar reveal was way too late and disappointing. But Savitar was a great villain until the reveal, and the show's CGI has never been better. I give this season a 7.5 out of 10. Huge downgrade from the last 2 seasons. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the season in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my review of Legends of Tomorrow Season 1.